Hey there, this is Charlie from Process Flow Pros. In this video, we're going to go over how to manage some of your marketing campaign projects in Monday.com. So let's get started. All right, so I've navigated over to the Monday.com workspace I'm going to work in, and it's going to be called Marketing Campaign Sprints. If you're not familiar with Monday, Monday uses workspaces, and in workspaces, they have boards. And in these boards, you can have columns, rows, and each one of these columns has their own functionality. But if you don't want to use boards, you could use project portfolios, which are similar to boards. You could add dashboards and lots of other things. So how's the board organized? In this example, we're going to use sprints. So like this is a 2-week sprint we're going to do, and we're going to do it in different groups based on what it is we're going to be doing a post for social media. So the first group is your LinkedIn campaign sprint. And then you have your tasks that you need to do and your sub-item tasks. And you can assign your owners, have statuses for each one of those owners. And then these are all editable. You can add as many new labels as you want. So highly editable. You can add multiple different column types. There's like up to like 20 different column types. And then you can set due dates, like the parent item. You can set a due date. So like see December 27th is the due date, but there's a timeline for when this parent item needs to be done by, and a time tracker, which could be automated to start, or you could have somebody manually doing it. And then you can actually add in manual sessions whenever you want. So same thing here for my Instagram sprints. You can see that I have similar items, and then I have sub items that I can assign to those parent items. And then at the top here, I have different views. So each view is kind of like a visualization of the data, and I'll touch more on that in a second. So another board that you can use to help track your projects is just kind of like an idea backlog. So just like with the sprints, I created a LinkedIn group, an Instagram group, and then you can have items or just ideas for each one of these groups, and then you can triage them. And then when you're decided that yes, this is going to be a good project to move forward with, you just move it to the board for your sprints. But the setup for that could also be automated. And then you could create like a meeting notes document. And then more importantly, you can create actual project requests and approvals document or form. So like say there's folks on your team that have some ideas that they want to make a request for. They could come in here, make a request with a campaign name a requester, name description, and you can have all this customized to however you want it. So each one of these is going to be associated with a board or a board column. So all of your data is actually going to be imported directly from the form to your table here. So you can embed it in your website, or you can have it as a link like this, and you can fill it out and it'll all just automatically populate into your boards. So let's just give this a try real quick here. I'll fill these all out and then hit submit. And now we're going to go back to my board. Now you can see that I have the test, March 12th, 10,000, and it's going to be a Facebook ads. And then you can have it automatically assigned to somebody too if you want. So it's going to end up here in the new requests. And then you can, your weekly or monthly meetings, however you do it, you can then triage these, move them down through the groups to say, whether or not it's approved. And then once it's approved, you can have automation that automatically adds it to a sprint or just an idea backlog. However many tiers there are to your process is kind of up to you. And you could always have this request approval as an idea backlog as just one board combined instead of having two separate boards. So you could just have this new request form here and then have it all populate in here and then automatically go to your marketing campaign sprint board. So now that we're back here, we can see the different views, which is basically just like a visualization of the data. So this first one is a very simple version of a dashboard showing the statuses. And then here is a Gantt chart. So this Gantt chart can show you a view of the sprints and then the items that need to be accomplished for each sprint. So it can give you a better idea of like by quarter, day, week, month, of what needs to be done, and if anything's overlapping too much. You could do a calendar view as well, so you could see how everything's moving along from a calendar perspective, and then you can actually integrate any of these date columns to calendars. So say you have like a team marketing calendar for Google or Outlook, you could just have this integrated with that, so everybody goes to that team Outlook, and then they can subscribe to that Google or Team Outlook calendar if they wanted to. Or you could just individually each go to settings, customize date column, and then sync to your own calendar. Another version of the link, another version of visualizing some of your data here is using Kanban views, and these are highly interactive, so you can move them along, and then you can change the settings as well just to see different versions of what this looks like, visualizing different data. And then here's just another Kanban view for the Instagram. And then you could do a workload view if you want to see how many items are being assigned to somebody, or if they're, how many hours a week they have assigned to them. So this is per item, but if you want to see like a percentage basis, you could do that for hourly for the number of hours they have in a week. And then for a more high level conglomerated view of like all your boards. So here is all of your boards connected. So I have the project request approvals, marketing campaign sprints, and an idea backlog all in the same dashboard. And I use Monday.com's widgets. So there's like over 20 widgets, and you can show graphs, bar charts, pie graphs. But here you can see the total campaign status, backlog ideas, and then you could start, parsing this out by like month and week and completion rate and things like that. So here's the battery chart of the statuses, and then how many tasks per person. So it just kind of gives you an idea of like, just general overall health of how your marketing campaigns go. All right. So last but not least, we haven't spoken about the integrations. So right now there aren't any like dedicated Instagram ones, but there's dedicated Instagram or LinkedIn integration that Monday has. So if you go up to the integrations, and then if you could see here, this is kind of what you have to work with. So you have Facebook ads. So there's some decent automations with Facebook ads here. There is every time period, sync each campaign from account. When a lead form is submitted, create an item. So you can get some of your data from Facebook ads fairly reasonably. And then LinkedIn, it's pretty basic as well, but at least you can, schedule some of your posts and have some of your posts go out. So when date arrives, create a new post and share it. So what does that look like? I'll just quickly show you. So you can set your date based on a date column, and then you can have your post with your subject, the text that'll be in the post, a thumbnail URL, and then a link URL. So still gives you some options. So say, for instance, we wanted to add here like the LinkedIn post date. We could put the post date here, due date, and then have that automation based off of this due date column send out the post. And then we could put the links here if we wanted to, and have it all automated. And then if you wanted to integrate something else to make, Instagram work, as you can see, it's not in here. So you have to go to the Monday Marketplace, and you'll have to try out some of the apps here. So if you type in Instagram, you're going to find that there's this one app here called Data Importer. And this is going to require a little bit of, setup, but you can do some of your Instagram work through here and get some of your data from Instagram through an app like this. So if you're interested in learning more about that, happy to make a video on that as well. But that kind of covers it for this marketing campaign management tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, there's more in our channel. And if you're interested in getting some more help with some of your Monday.com implementations, or just still looking to decide on which Monday.com package to go with, feel free to reach out to me. All the links and info for Process Flow Pros and getting a hold of me are in the description below. Thanks.